Today is April 30th, 2024. I am interviewing James Vincent Roberto at the Butler VA Medical Center. Mr. Roberto is 100 years of age, was born on July 6, 1923. My name is Chuck Jennings. I'm being assisted by George
Richardson.
Oh, I thought something went wrong. Sorry. I am being assisted by George Richardson. Mr. Roberto, what branch of service did you serve in?
Navy.
And what was the highest rank you achieved?
First class.
And wireless, petty officer, wireless?
First class petty officer. Same.
Yeah.
Okay. And where did you serve, sir? Where did you serve?
When did I serve?
Where did you serve?
I served
In the Pacific?
the Pacific.
And along over to China?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we get into your military service, let's talk about your parents. Your parents were not born here. Where did they come in at Ellis Island?
Yeah.
What do you recall what year that was? 1913? 1913?
Yeah.
Yes, it was 1913. He was 18 years of age. And he met your mother here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they got married, and what did your dad do at that particular time when he was in Pittsburgh? Did he have a construction company?
No, small business.
Small business? And at that time, did you have any brothers or sisters?
I had a sister, 2 brothers.
Okay. Now, as you grew up, you grew up on the southern part of the Hill District in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Is that correct? For some people might know it as the Civic Arena area, or for the Penguins in that general area.
Right.
Yeah. So, tell me about your high school days and what did you do?
I was a colony vocational where I learned radio and telephone.
And before that, so when were you at Conley?
With the colony.
40, 39, 40, 41, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. But before that, did you spend any time, because it was the Depression time, did you spend any time helping the family get along with anything? Earning money and things like that?
Like I said before that, after colony, I worked in Westinghouse.
But before that, did you have a wagon that you took things around in and tried to sell things? Sugar and...
When I was younger.
Yeah, when you were younger.
When I was younger, I tried to sell newspapers, and I sold right over the courthouse, Pittsburgh is, and a newsstand there, and from there, in the night, I sold the lunches up Conley Vocational.
You also went around and delivered sugar for making alcohol, did you not? Did you bring sugar around in a wagon to make alcohol? No? Okay.
Moonshine.
I carried back then, I could go the lower hill. I should, with a wagon, I should drag the sacks of sugar to the different stores, places that had their distillery.
Yeah.
That,
You're making alcohol, moonshine alcohol.
yeah.
Okay. Then let's jump back into Conley. So at Conley, you learned radio and telephone. So describe a little bit about that. What did you learn? I mean, did you learn what tubes went with what, or what did you learn there?
I was taught what a receiver broke down and what to look for, how to repair it to get to that point that it was at, had to be repaired.
So you just change now, when people are looking at this in the future, they may not even know what a tube is. Yeah.
Yeah,
So a lot of people don't know what a tube is now.
that's right.
So
Right.
you would go in and you find out the worst tubes and swap them out and
Yeah,
get it going again.
yeah, right.
Yeah. So for the phone system, you would check the lines then? Is that how you?
Yeah, the lines are the hearer devices, braces. That
And now in about 1941, I guess you were at Conley in 1941. Do you remember anything about how the war was announced with Japan or anything like that, or what your thoughts were at that time?
no,
No.
no.
As you came out, how'd you get a job at Westinghouse? How'd that come about?
So my father, he knew the district attorney in Pittsburgh,
Mm-hmm.
and he in turn called the president at Westinghouse, and I was told to go out there and they'll give me a job.
Okay. So when you got there, what did you do?
I had to assemble different components, whatever it be, whether it would be at the time.
Now, did you solder them, or you just screwed them into the cases, or?
No, individual put together.
No. So you started on one radio and finished it, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how many other employees did you have working around you at that time?
4.
4. Wow. Okay. So as the war progressed during that period of time, on into 42, did you have any other feelings about it?
No, my brother was in the war already, and I was thinking about going in.
So your brother he went down and enlisted, did he not? To the Marines? To the
He
Marines.
was in the service before
Yeah,
the war.
Oh, he was in the Marines before the war.
Yeah, before the war.
Oh, wow. Okay. So then came April of 43. Why did you enlist? What prompted you to enlist in April of 43?
I had really enlisted in the Marines first, and the recruiting office says my brother was in already, they would take me. So I enlisted in the Navy.
So that was mainly because of Sullivan, the brothers. Yeah, they didn't want too many people with one service. And so once you enlisted, do you remember your physical? What you went through for your physical at the time? What were you thinking? Oh man, I'm going to go enlist. And what did you think?
After she enlisted, the word was going to happen
You weren't excited, or you weren't scared, or
No.
just okay. It was going to happen, and
That's it.
okay. So where did you take your boot camp at?
My what?
Boot camp. Where you went to boot camp?
Up Sampson, New York.
Sampson, New York. And how long were you there, roughly, if you were
About 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Then from that point, where did you go? Did you go for any further training at that point?
No.
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 So when you got there out of Sampson, you didn't get a chance to come home en route
No.
or anything?
No.
So you went. How did you get to your duty station?
I took a train from Sampson, New York, down to California, Mare Island, California, Vallejo, California, where the shipyard was.
Now, were you on Pullman sleepers, or were you, when you were on the train, were you on Pullman sleepers, or that's a long way to be on a train?
Yeah.
Did you ever stop at some places and they meet you with coffee and donuts?
Several places.
Yeah, they'd stop the train and the ladies would come on and give you coffee and
Right.
donuts and cookies or whatever. So as you proceeded across, I mean, you had to sleep in. During your, when you rested at night, did you have a bed to rest?
Yeah.
Okay, you were on. Yeah. Okay, you were on the sleeper trains. As you went across the nation, then you got over towards California and San Diego, I assume.
Yeah, Vallejo, California.
So when you got to San Diego, you got off the train. So how did you get to the base? How'd you get to the naval base? They have a
Right there at the shipyard at Vallejo, California. Is where they signed their different ships were just settled that they was take us. They look at my records, and right away, being as the mini is there for repair, they needed a new in, and I have to meet their qualifications. That's how I got signed to them.
So as you walked down the pier in your sea bag over your shoulder, going past these ships, what were you thinking?
I was wondering what am I getting into?
So at some point you found your ship. Was she in dry dock at that point, or just coming?
Yeah.
Okay. So you had to walk across a little plank over a very large hole to get on board ship.
Yeah.
So when you got on board, you saluted and you handed over your orders. Then what happened?
Then I met the division I was going to be assigned to, and what my station was, and what my repair was to be done, and that's how that was my assignment. That was it. Then you didn't have time to explore other phases of the ship. Your schedule was actually we was half of the night we was on, half the night we was off. That's the way it was.
Port and starboard.
Yeah.
That's how you set up your duty. So did you take any time to go down to the bottom of the dry dock and look at the bottom of the ship? And
Yeah. They made them runs of the whole ship. I learned where the different stations was. Like the bottom was a radio station number 3, the transmitter should be. And the top where the bow of the bridge was, that was radio station number 1 actually. And aft, right above the turrets, is number 2. That's where I was.
that's where you were. Now, Why was she in dry dock, if you recall?
They had to be repaired. Their bow was gone, and their engine room, WW2 boilers, was going shattered with torpedoes. That's what they repaired.
So, roughly, how long did you stay in dry dock? And did you get any time to go over to San Diego, or?
After they get done over, they aboard the large assignments, and after it was repaired, they made a dry run first, and the first round was go to California, or go to the Philippines. Then they turned around from Bear Island, we went down to Hawaii. And then from there, we were assigned our first battle at Wake Island.
So, after she went on a shakedown cruise, as you say, and after the shakedown cruise found it okay, then you went to the Hawaii Islands. Now, did you hook up to your battle group there at the Hawaiian Islands?
Yeah.
And do you recall how many ships were involved in that one? A lot? Or?
No. Usually in a convoy, if it was going to battle, that could be 30, 50, could be 100 ships. It would really be big. Until they reached an island where they're going, then they would separate, and each one would have an area of the island to fire upon.
Bombard.
And they would fly. And our first in the I was on was again with the Marines. We was the firepower over landing forces of the Marines.
So, when you were back in your shed, what was, in what way were you communicating from ground or from shore to the ship, or how did you communicate, or what part of that battle were you involved in communications?
I was assigned to be assigned out right on flight, one area for the bridge. The main deck is where I would stand. All right, and my area was in case any equipment broke down that I was assigned to. That's where I had to go from to get to it, because I couldn't.
So you had a battle station. Where was your battle station?
Right above the second deck,
Okay.
above the main bridge.
Okay. And then they let you know that something's gone bad, and you had to go back and repair it.
Yeah.
So once that happened, after you got done with the bombardment, can you remember the smell of the cordite and the blue smoke and all that when the first time they shot rounds over the island? I would think that would have left an impression, the blue smoke and brown smoke and the cordite smell.
The first one was down Wake Island, and I could actually see the shells thrown from the Japs flying over our ships. They were covered right between our masses. You could see them flying.
Coming right over the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that got done, your bombardment, and they did whatever, where was your next place you were off to?
Like I says, I definitely was my station where I had to be above the main deck, and my area was the bridge in case something went bad on the bridge. Because I kept spare parts above the captain's quarter.
Huh.
Yeah, and above the deck below him, is I kept my parts. I knew they were there.
Right.
I put them there.
Yeah.
See, and like I got called right before battle that the main receiver that would communicate the other ships was out. And above they had the admiral was aboard my ship, along with the captain, along with their crew, on the deck. And the admiral, I think his name, forget his name.
Was it Halsey?
What?
Was Halsey on
Yeah.
your ship?
Yeah. Oh,
So,
he said, clear the bridge. And everybody there scattered. It was just me and him. And I pulled my machine rod. And I went to the captain's quarter, opened the door up, got the spare part, and put it back in there. My officer, who was assigned, he come aboard the bridge then. And he didn't know nothing about where the parts were and everything.
what was an officer? They don't know anything.
Yeah. So I met him.
So, did he seem nice, or did he say, hey, sailor, did he speak to you or talk to you a little bit?
No,
No? Just, yeah, he was busy doing his own thing.
just do my job. That's it.
So, excuse me. You went off to the Gilberts then, and at the Gilberts, do you recall what islands you bombarded at the Gilberts?
Oh, gee, the hook.
Oh, that's fine. What about in the Marshalls? That was probably your next shot. It seemed like your little group would bounce from one place to the other, shell, then go away and come to another island, shell it. And now, at some point, do you remember on board ship getting supplies of ammunition and food?
That was all done about out at sea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The
But
supply ships come to us, whether it be fuel or food. That was it.
you remember the first time you saw them refueling you, and did you ever see anybody come over in a bosun's chair or anything?
No. Just rig up with supply lines, get our fuel, and our fuel, our supply of food was boarded. Another ship would come aboard. We transfer over with cranes. Over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to ask that. In the Navy, they used a lot of helicopters when I was in, but they would have used cranes. You're absolutely. Would they use the crane for the aircraft, or what crane?
No. It was always supply ships would board again us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you weren't moving. It was kind of it kind of like an anchorage, and you did it that way. Okay. So as your battle group, you changed a number of times with your battle group. So do you recall when you started in with a new battle group or a larger one, what time part of the war that was? No? Okay.
Like I says, week from week, from then on, it's smart that they next battle after. What's that about the book? But next battle.
After the Marshals, you went to Tinny and the Saipan.
I've never.
So what happened to Tinny and the Saipan?
We took Saipan. That was where the bomb was brought in. That was later on.
Mhm.
We first went and we went Guam. We hit out of Guam. We had an officer that stayed aboard Guam, be in with the natives. And then we took the island. He flew, come across. There was a boat. They explained different where their guns was and everything. So we knew exactly most of Guam, all about.
Where to put your rounds in at?
All right, then, like it says, after you put and then, we were taken. In the meantime, we took Guam. There's no problem at all. You down at Guam, but Tinian, like it says, later on, we had to go that went up to Seattle, Washington to get new guns put on our board ship, and at that time they started a radar, which we didn't have.
Mhm.
And at the time, we were going to meet with the main fleet because they were going to hit Japan. And in the meantime, the cruiser Tinian, it got sunk.
Minneapolis?
Yeah, she took the A-bomb and brought it to Tinian. And that's the A-bomb that went to, they flew to Japan. Every time she left, after dropping the bomb, she went to meet the fleet where we was. And she got torpedoed.
Yeah, it was a bad incident. So, when you say they changed out did they just change out the rifling in the barrels, or they change out the guns in totally? On when you went back up to Seattle,
Yeah,
you got radar on board. You said you got your guns. Did they take out the rifling in the guns, or they just brought new guns in?
they put different setups. They set it up. After they set the radar station up. Okay, it was right below where the helicopters landed. They had a little compartment there, is where they have it. And they had 2 men assigned to another radar. See, and then it was right below me. I was at one flight above them, one deck above them is where my station was. Yeah. Outside there with the helicopters, they was flown from out of the island. They were not really assigned to the ship. They were flying out of Hawaii. The two helicopters they had.
You sure you weren't talking about two float planes? Yeah, float planes. Yeah. Okay, that would make that a little more sense. And that was midship. They had the launcher in midship. So once you completed your guns and your radar, and the convoy got together, so where did you go to from that point? Were you heading to the main islands, or where did you go?
After we get done, they got a bomber and started bombing Japan, and ended up they had a surrender, and I was there. We made it surrender. After the main surrender, they broke the crew up and put a squad together to go to Japan.
Well, before we get that far ahead of ourselves, let's talk back. Let's jump back to Peleliu and Yap, which is just
No,
north of it. Let's talk about that battle. What happened at that battle? Did your ship get torpedoed, or what
No.
happened? A shell hit?
no. We didn't have no shell hit us close at the time. At Peleliu, at the time, I was just one deck above that. Their dive bomber missed the bow, and the bow side is swung over, and I got thrown off the deck into the main deck. There I got my leg injured. Nothing. The wound exposed. My ligaments were torn.
Mm-hmm.
So I could walk up.
So what happened? Where'd you go to from that point? Did they send you to a hospital, or?
I went aboard have a ship with a sick bay as aids.
Hospital ship?
Right, a boat ship.
Yeah.
Well, a ship. And they couldn't operate on me. So they had me to be transferred over onto LST, a landing craft. And the orders was to go to Brisbane, Australia, as we're to go to the hospital.
So how did you get there? Did you fly there, or did you?
I went halfway down, and then I was put aboard a bomber. And then from then on, I went on to Brisbane, Australia. The bomber floats in. Then I went aboard the hospital where the doctor.
So tell me about what happened at the hospital. You spent some good bit of time there, did you not?
I spent there about 4 weeks, 4 or 5.
And how did you get out of the hospital? Did you talk to the doctor, or?
Yes.
Go into that story.
Little disagreement with him because at the station where they were supposed to do therapy on our legs, the corpsman says, "No sense in you coming down here." He says, "I'm not going to fix you up. You're crippled. You be released. You go home." Well, I went with a crutch. That's all I had. I went down from the hospital, connected up to the main station where he was tied up. The doctor comforted. I passed the nurse and opened the door, and he was sitting up there. And I told him, the corpsman told me he ain't work on me no more. So far as he could concerned, I could go home. And I says to him, "Someday you're going to be a great surgeon. You're going to have guinea pigs to work on." Daybreak, I got orders back to service with a crane. I get aboard another LST. All the way, my ship was up to Philippines. I had to go from Australia and all over the different islands, off and on, to meet the run where it was. I forgot to, after over 3 weeks travel, I finally got to the I couldn't get aboard of a ship. Oh, they had the deck down. They put a roof deck that sits out where the helicopters landed. Say, so the cranes aboard ship had to go hook onto me, pick me up, and then pick me aboard ship. And then from there, I got taken back aft my ship. It's called the Cruser Station WW2. They put a cold bed back there, and I had 3 stayed. And every day I get treated. In the morning, at night, I gotta come there, treat my leg. Straight, my leg was bowed. It was not operated on. It didn't straighten out when it bowed it. And then, like I said, I was put in one, stayed up and I used to get all the work from Tokyo Rose. I used to pick up a radio listener. I could tell each island was going to land. I knew where I was going, everything from my radio station WW2. She'd tell me where I go, where we're going, when I'll be there, and all that. Before the ship would tell us where we're at.
Yeah, they were tuned in pretty well. So you went on up into the, I believe the Philippines at that time. Luzon landing and that. Now, during that period of time, there was a lot of kamikaze attacks and things like that. Was your ship involved in any of that?
Yeah. Like I said, this battle's out of the Pacific. This is going on between different parts of the Navy. Separated. Our ships never together. Just to be a dozen ships together. Oh, John, a dozen there, over there. That's why they're separated. When we go to battle, that's the way we're now. They're separated. We would be assigned the Marines. Would we go to take them? And we receive through the radio when they needed firepower, when they didn't need firepower.
You gave them support fire. I mean, when you were there, kamikaze didn't go after your ship or anything? No?
Yeah. Our status the closest they come, a kamikaze. They missed the bow of the bomb and it threw me. I was sent one deck above. Then I got thrown down. That's how I got injured.
No, that's when you, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was before that. Okay. I thought it was a Pellew. So, as your, as the war progressed on, you, at some point, got towards, China and that general area. What went on during that period of time?
During that time, like it says, Japan surrendered. And I was at the surrender. And after the surrender, we assigned a specific number of ships to go to China. And we were one of them. And our orders was take different counts along China and tied up with the nationalist Chinese. Again, the communist Chinese. Again, Russia. And that's how we started where we was going to go taking the small towns through China with that competitor.
before we go into that, you weren't in Tokyo Bay. You were in Taiwan when they surrendered. Taiwan surrendered. The Japanese surrendered at Taiwan. You weren't at Tokyo Bay for the big one. You were at Taiwan for that surrender.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you went over to China for support.
Right.
So in China, you were basically gun support again. Did you get a chance to go on Chinese soil or anything?
No, there was you couldn't trust go for a ship. You took a small little village. You couldn't trust going for it. Leave the ship.
How did you get to the monastery then, if you didn't go on?
That's after getting to the monastery. We are Taiwan.
Oh, at Taiwan you went to the monastery?
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking it was China.
No, I had to go to Taiwan first. That's where we would put the nationalist Chinese over from China over through Holland. Then from then on, we went up to the coast of China and we went up to the main island, the big island.
Taiwan, that's it.
Taiwan and the next island up before the Great Wall of China.
I can't think of the next island up. Next island up, I thought it was Japan, but I could be wrong. But anyway, you're saying that the monastery was in Taiwan, not China. I thought you went to see the Great Wall of China somewhere.
Yeah, after all of it.
After the monastery.
All of it.
Yeah, there was kind of interesting at the monastery. I mean, you got stuck there for a while, didn't you?
That's China.
We were told in the monastery if we could supply any supplies because they had orphans there. And about five different.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Yeah, about five different. We got for a cruiser. We went into the monastery, and all they live. The Chinese lived aboard saipans, liverboards, these islands. They lived in little saipans around the bay. We went into the bay, and lo and behold, the communist Chinese didn't leave. We got them into the port, and they got to the port. They didn't fire us because they were Russian officers there. Before it was closed, they got us aboard our craft, and they bombed us into the monastery. And then all hell broke loose. Our planes, it was in our squadron, flew over, but they didn't drop no bombs. And our just warned them that release us or they were going to throw the hell with us. So they turned around, they brought us back to the deck, put us aboard our ship, told us to go ahead. And they went about their way.
So at some point, you decided to come home? Your service was up? Or you had...
And then I was given orders. I have a choice. Sign over and go to Philadelphia with the ship. They got orders then to be decommissioned, to go over to Philadelphia. And I would be assigned a chief petty officer assigned to my ship. Stay there in Philadelphia. And that's what the deal was. And I decided I was not going to, I wanted to go home. So I took aboard a transport along with other personnel. And they took us all the way over into San Francisco.
Do you remember coming underneath the bridge?
Yeah.
Was it a good feeling? Yeah, I mean, you were,
Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but coming back home, there's veterans that saw the Statue of Liberty, and it was such a good feeling. The guys in the Pacific went underneath the bridge. It was such a good feeling. It was a happy feeling.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm home. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then you went across the United States again to get back to Pittsburgh. What happened at that point? Did you get a job right away, or what happened?
After Sampson, New York, I got released. And I took a bus to Pittsburgh. Then I was home. Then after, like I said, I flew a little bit. I worked with my dad a little bit. Everything. I worked construction, bricklaying mainly, but after a while, I worked with the Boilermakers. I was assigned superintendent, different.
Somewhere in between that time, before you got into the Boilermakers, didn't you get into jukebox repair?
What?
Didn't you get into jukebox repair at some point before the Boilermakers?
Oh,
Tell me about that.
I've been before met my wife.
That's where you met your wife.
Yeah,
How'd you do that?
I had my store station that was where my recording studio used to be, and our repair station was the bottom of the street I lived on. I lived on Main Street. As you go up one street, up, right across the street from Merck's Hospital is where I lived. She happened to move down the bottom of the street, leave her in a house. And I happened to go from her workstation. I was crossing over. I seen her. She's sitting on the porch. And I met her there. And then I gave her extra worn out records they could play on their recorder. So.
And so, at some point, you got married to the lady. Did you not?
No, I had to get married. About 3 years I was going with her. Right here. There's a date on it at Philly.
1951.
You got married.
Yeah.
And, so after you got married, did you start to go with the Boilermakers up and down the East Coast, or when did that come about?
I worked after married. The bricklayers had work was a little scarce. I took some jobs on the East Coast through Connecticut. They needed people to run their work. We had tons people from Pittsburgh that went up through Connecticut to go to work up there. And there's a lot of work right up there. There's higher wages to get with. And like I said, I knew there was stuff. In fact, one of the jobs was the Atomic Subbase Recreation Center that I was forming on, that I built. That I built apartments and different buildings. Then I signed it later on. I was back to Pittsburgh. I got tied up with the Boilermakers. Then I worked with fire plants. We were converted over into power plants that are all a lot of different states that run into the. Then I took jobs for the power plants.
So at some time, you and your wife had a daughter, and a son. When did that come about? 1947, you had your son?
I had a son. What is it?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, 47,
You met.
you met, okay. You were married in 51, correct? And in 58, your son was born. And what happened to your son? He passed some?
Yeah.
COVID.
What?
COVID.
Your son just passed
Yeah.
the COVID virus, did he not? You recall what his age was? 64?
You know,
Was he 64 or real close to it?
Yeah.
And your daughter was born in 1960. She's with us today. And is there anything else at this particular point that we have not covered that you would like to add? Uh, 13.
See.
Anyway, yeah, very, very simply, let's go back and talk about your ship that your ship received during your time over there. She received what, 17 battle stores, did she? And your ship, she received 17 battle stars.
Yes.
Yes?
yeah.
Yes, okay. And you have what, 8 ribbons from your time in service?
Different, yeah.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
of that. And
You have 14 battle stars.
Yeah.
Tell them you have 14 battle stars.
14.
no, okay, I was
14
thinking
battle stars.
I was thinking of 17. I'm sorry.
The ship has 17.
No, he has 14.
He has 14 and 8 ribbons.
And 8 ribbons. And let me rephrase that. The ship has 17 battle stars. You have 14 battle stars and 8 ribbons.
Right.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add? No? All right. Well, thank you very much for your service. And I know the VA had a service here for you today on your 100th, not your direct 100th birthday, but representing the 100 years you've been around. So congratulations on that. And you have a very nice day.
Thank you.